Hello bookish friends of the internet. As you probably saw from one of my more recent videos, I'm currently in Portland, Oregon with some of the book girlies. We are on a little bookish weekend trip. It's so much fun, having such a good time. Today we're going to the biggest indie bookstore in the world, Powell's. And I have been here before, so I already know what to expect, but some of the girls have not been here before, so I'm so excited to see their reaction to it. We are probably going to spend at least a couple hours in there, I would assume. And we all have a lot of different videos that we're doing, so it's gonna be a really fun time. I think I'm going to be doing kind of like a book roulette. I had an idea where I would have every booktuber that I'm with grab a book. It could just be a random one, or it could be one of their favorite books, like literally just any book, and then I'm going to put them all in a little bucket or a little basket of some sort, and then I'm going to be like blindly choosing which one I'm going to be buying. I don't know what to expect. We all have such different like reading tastes, I feel like, so I'm so excited to see like what they end up picking out. Right now we're all just kind of getting ready and like chilling at the Airbnb until Powell's opens, so I will see you guys at the bookstore. So we are at Powell's now, and I have all my book girlies here. So I like normally to read like mystery thrillers. I like YA fantasy. I don't like anything that's too sad, like this is gonna make me depressed, but you can either pick something that I like, or you can pick something that you like, something that you think I would like. It doesn't, literally anything that you could even pick one that you've never read and it just looks interesting because it has a cool cover. Like I just want everyone to pick something, and then we're all gonna put it in a little bucket and I'm gonna pick from that. But I have a timer. I'm gonna start for 7 minutes because this store is massive, so it's gonna take a while to like even go and like find the right section to be in. Do you guys have any books that you already like are thinking of?
I have one in mind.
I did, but then I think you bought them the last time that we were together.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm so excited to see what you guys pick. Okay, starting the timer now. Pardon this interruption, but whilst editing, I realized that I never explained this next part, so I'm picking out all the books that I won't be reading first, and then the last one that I pick is the one that I will be reading. Okay, now back to the video. Okay, I have all my books right here, and I'm so scared. Ashlyn already switched them around for me. I'm just like switching around a little bit more. Is it in the front?
It's upside down.
Oh, oh, I have this one.
Oh no.
Who did this one?
That was mine.
Who did? So that's the one I'm not going to read because I already have that one. Just picking the ones that I'm not going to read first. I'm actually, okay, this is another one that I'm not going to be reading, and I'm actually kind of sad because I did just get this one from the library because I was like, this one looks like so much fun. What is it? Oh, before I let go. Okay, so this is one that I'm also not reading. I think this is your pick, right?
Yeah.
So this is Natalie's pick. So the one I am reading. Before the Coffee Gets Cold. Okay, so the one that I am going to be reading is Before the Coffee Gets Cold. All of these books that they picked are actually ones that I have literally been wanting to read for so long, so it was like really
Perfect.
It was really hard. I'm like, I'm still probably gonna read all of them anyway. For this vlog and for this weekend, I'm gonna start this book. For this weekend, I'm gonna start this book. So we are going to continue to go book shopping, and I'm gonna do that for like another vlog. And then when we get back to the Airbnb, I'm gonna start this book.
Oh, you'll finish this like
Yeah, and I like how it's kind of like a
so
short
quickly.
book. Yeah.
Kind of perfect though, because you've got so many like book recs now.
I know. Well, the Kids Countdown is one, like I just said, I just got it from the library. So I was like, I was already like planning on reading that one. And then I have Project Hail Mary, which I've been so excited about. And then that, what is that called? Before I Let Go. I want to read that so bad, but I'm so scared that I'm gonna like sob. I know it's like beautiful though.
Yeah.
Isn't it like such a good book? I kind of want to just get it anyway.
But
I'm gonna buy it
ready
anyway.
for you.
It's already in my cart. I am currently at the airport and it is 5:40 and I'm going to be starting Before the Coffee Gets Cold, and I'm so excited. This was my little like book roulette pick, as you probably saw from the previous clips. It's literally, I'm not used to filming in public. This is literally so awkward. I'm just like waiting for someone to stare at me and think that I'm literally talking to myself going absolutely crazy. I thought it was gonna be a lot harder to get up this morning, but it actually wasn't, which I'm actually very surprised about. Except for I felt so bad because I thought that I was waking Ashlyn up. She was sleeping right next to me and I had my
alarm going off at like 4 a.m. but it kept like blaring. So I literally was like, I'm so sorry. Everyone's flight left, for the majority, everyone's flight left so early. Like I think Natalie and Shaughnessy got up at like 2:30. And I think Allie and Ashlyn leave like later in the day. And then mine was kind of like somewhere in the middle. The check-in was breezy, so I'm here for like another hour before I actually board. I'm gonna start my book and I'm so excited to update you guys when I get a little bit more of the way through.
Hello friends, I am back home now, and on the plane ride back home, I got to page about 66 in Before the Coffee Gets Cold, and I realized that I actually never said what this book is about. It is, or was, a very popular book and book series, so you probably have already heard about it, but if not, this is a Japanese translated fiction. I believe it's a literary fiction with a little bit of magical realism, because it follows this coffee shop who, according to local legend, can take you back in time. So it follows 4 different characters who are seeking this time travel, all for different purposes, and in order to do this time travel, there is a lot more rules, and they all realize that time travel isn't so simple. You can also only time travel for as long as your coffee stays warm, so you have to be back before the coffee gets cold. The little bottom sentence says, heartwarming, wistful, mysterious, and delightfully quirky. Toshikazu Kawaguchi's internationally best-selling novel explores the age-old question, what would you change if you could travel back in time? I have heard so many good things about this. A few of my friends have actually read the series and have absolutely loved it. And if you saw my previous video of all of us booktubers going to Portland, this actually was on my list of books that I was like looking into getting, which I think is why Ashlyn picked it, because she had read it and like really enjoyed it. So like I said, so far I'm on page 66. So far it's really cute. I think I'm just not used to reading literary fiction, so I have to get used to like the different writing style, you know? And also this is my first Japanese translated fiction, so I think that also changes up like the writing style a little bit, but the whole idea seems very intriguing and very cute, and I'm also really liking the characters so far. I am still only on the first character's story. I don't know if this is a book where all 4 of the characters' stories like will be intertwined somehow, or if they are kind of just like different stories, like just following 4 different people. So I'd be really interested to see either how that all ties together, or if it just reads more like 4 short stories, I guess. I'm not 100% sure, but yes, so far I am really enjoying it. I like how it's such a little book too. Like this is a normal size book, and compared to this book, it's very small. The font is also a really good size, so I feel like I'm going to read this book pretty quickly, and it's under 300 pages. It's only 272 pages. Might just get the whole series if I'm being honest. I don't know, but I'm having a good time. I am now going to continue reading this, and I'll update you guys when I'm a little bit more of the way through. Hello, my sweet reader friends. I can't remember when the last time was that I updated you guys. I don't know what page I was on, but now I am on page 148. I just got done with the second character's story, and I just wanted to give a little reading update. I'm a little bit over halfway through now, and like I just said, I am done with the second person story, so now we're going into the third person story, and so far they are kind of reading like their own short stories. Like each character that you're following, it feels different, like they aren't really tied together. There are some good things and bad things. Well, not bad things, but there's just good things I'm enjoying and things that I'm not so much enjoying. Starting with the good things, this is such a cozy, wholesome, and tender read. Like there's been so many times where I've literally like audibly said aww, because it was just like either so cute or so like wholesome or kind of sad. It just like really makes you think about things in life in general. I feel like this book is exploring a lot on a few different things, but a few things that I'm picking up on that just like immediately come to mind are, I feel like a lot of it is perspective. Like when, I mean, and I'm not trying to like give spoilers, but like when they do go back in time, I feel like, at least from the 2 stories that I've read so far, they just gain a perspective. So they like almost like look at the past differently, and even though it won't change the future, they still feel more either like at peace, or just going back just gave them a different perspective. I also feel like it's kind of giving off the idea and the thought of not to take your like present moment for granted. Like if there are things that you need to say, or if there's things you want to do, or you know, A, B, and C, it's like don't take the moment that you're in for granted. So there is a lot of things that I am really liking about it, but the things that I am not liking so much about it, I don't totally love the way that the story's being told, and I think that might just be because I'm not used to reading this type of fiction, but I just feel like some things in this book don't really have a purpose in the story, if that makes sense. Like it doesn't really add anything to it, and it doesn't really take away anything from it. It just is kind of there, and then it never really gets addressed again, or it just isn't really that important. Like some of the words in here are just words on paper. It's like what it feels like for me. I'm obviously not done with it yet, but I really hope that these short stories do somewhat tie in together at the end, because I mean they are good as just their own short stories, but I'm just not personally like a short story person. Like I don't like books that are just compilations of short stories. Like I like it to all kind of be one thing. I also feel like I am getting a little bit lost, 'cause at the beginning of each story I don't really know exactly when we are. Like I don't know if the next story is before or after the previous story. I don't know if the last story had anything to do with this new story, and so I feel like there's just a lot of detail that's kind of missing that I feel like would add a lot of clarity, I guess, to the story in general. But still really enjoying it. I am reading it a little bit slow, but I also feel like that's kind of the point. I am hoping to finish it tonight though, so I will give my final thoughts when I do that.
The light is fading fast. From this old town we gotta go. Our bags are packed, so what are we waiting for? There's no point in delaying what we both already know. Escape this time with me. Escape this time with me. We could rent a room and watch the stars dance round the moon. Fall asleep to the sounds of the sea. With you right by my side, it's such a sweet life. Escape this time with me.
I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Each one of these stories is just progressively getting more and more beautifully heartbreaking, and I don't think that I'm mentally prepared for whatever this last story is going to do to me. They are all kind of tying together. It's not necessarily that they tie together, it's more just it follows a specific group of characters that is present within the whole story. So there's like, I don't know, 6 to 8 characters in this coffee shop, and it kind of follows like 4 different ones, I guess, but they're still their own stories, if that makes sense. So it's kind of like a compilation of short stories, but it's also kind of not, because it's following like characters that we know from each story. I feel like there's a better way of explaining this, but my brain does not form words in the best ways. I'm going to finish this now and sob my eyes out, and then I will update you guys after that's done. I just finished before the coffee gets cold, and I am in a little bit of emotional distress. It's not, okay, this is like, it's hard to explain, because it's not necessarily that I'm like depressed. It's that like, it was sad, but it was beautiful, it was heartwarming, it was heartbreaking. I just like, I have so many emotions, but like in the end, it was just a beautiful story overall. I think I'm going to give it 4 stars. I feel like I wasn't super invested until like after the second story, and even then I still agree with my previous statement of I just feel like the way that this is written is just kind of like threw me off a little bit. But I'm trying to do this crazy thing where I rate and enjoy books for what they are and not for what I want them to be, if that makes sense. These stories definitely by the end of the book did kind of come together. Like they did have something to do with each other, but like I said in my previous clip, it is more just, it follows all of these characters who are all like in each other's lives. One of the stories in particular, it was one that follows the sisters. That one really got to me. It just like, it hit home in a very specific way just because of things that I'm currently going through in my life, and I don't know, I just wasn't prepared for it to like hit me that hard, but I literally had to stop myself from absolutely sobbing in public today. One of my favorite quotes from the last page is, "No matter what difficulties people face, they will always have the strength to overcome them." And I feel like that's kind of a big theme in this book. You can't change the past, you can't change the future, but you can learn how to be happy despite those things, if that makes sense. I thought this book had a really good lesson. It had a really good idea. I don't know if I'm going to buy the whole series or not. I really did enjoy this book, but I think the rest of the series is kind of just more books like this where it just follows like 4 different people's stories in this cafe, but I'll have to look more into it because I'm not totally sure. If they are a little bit different though, then I might pick it up. But I did really enjoy this book, and it is definitely one that I would recommend. I think it was also fun seeing, we didn't get like a whole lot of Japanese culture in it, but we did get a little bit, which I thought was really interesting and fun to like learn about and to see. I'll have to look and see if this author has any other books like that are outside of the series, because I'd be really interested to read more of their writing. Also, like I said in the beginning of this video, I did pick up the Kiss Countdown from my library recently, so I'm hoping to start reading this one soon because it looks so cute. And then the other ones, I think it was Before I Let Go and Project Hail Mary. I already have Project Hail Mary, but I'll have to go get Before I Let Go from like Half Price Books or Barnes & Noble or something. This was so much fun though. I love doing little like book roulette games and stuff. And now I have a lot of really good book recommendations from all the book besties. Thank you guys for watching and being here and supporting me. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Mwah.